Next time you have your glasses on, see if you can hear better. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The test for that is gonna be crazy.
I'm going to test it out. I'll let you know how that goes.
Okay. Sometimes you never know something until you try it.
True.
You don't really think about something until
True. But,
right?
Yeah.
But
I'll let you know how that goes.
so what's going on, y'all?
Number
Did anybody do anything for Juneteenth? Anybody do
Juneteenth,
anything?
She wore a shirt. I did. I supported my little brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, he made sure.
Well,
Shout
happy
out to
Juneteenth,
little
everybody.
brother.
Same to
Yeah.
same
brother.
way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, happy Juneteenth, y'all.
Hey.
Can
Yeah.
somebody really explain exactly what Juneteenth is?
Okay, I can explain.
Just for those
Yeah,
who don't
yeah.
know.
Explain it
Good.
because I learned about it in 1998, and people acting like it's something that just happened like 2 years ago because Biden made it a holiday instead of
2020.
giving us our reparations. All right, so what happened was the Emancipation Proclamation was signed.
Okay.
Slavery was over. Okay. The slaves in Texas had no idea. This is a quick version. The slaves in Texas had no idea that the slavery was over until General Granger came in, let them know, hey, slavery ended 2 years ago. So what I'm hearing is that some of the slave owners kept that news quiet purposely so that they could continue to get that free labor.
Yeah, free labor, yeah.
So basically it happened on June 19th. I forget the year, but June 19th. So that's why we did. Because people in Texas been
1938.
celebrating
I
it.
think it was 19.
They've been celebrating it for years.
Yeah, but the
but
big thing was they had to be forced.
Right.
They had to send the military.
Right. To say,
say
you
it's
got to
over,
let them
yeah.
go free.
Oh.
But the bad part about it is they had nowhere to
1865.
go.
Yeah, it was December 6, 1865.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The slaves had nowhere to go.
Right.
You know, they
right.
really, they were free, but
Some was reluctant to leave.
right,
Yeah,
exactly,
so-
because
That
they had nowhere
mind.
else to go.
That
Yeah.
mindset, too. That mindset.
So I don't know if y'all also saw this. Just quick current event too. It was down in North Carolina. There was this situation in this Synergy car detailing place or something, or oil change.
Oh,
or
I
something.
seen that. I got you.
So they're in there, and one of the customers asked, "Hey, why are the banks closed tomorrow?"
Oh.
And one of the workers goes, "Oh, it's Juneteenth." Another person says, "Well, what's Juneteenth?" And it's a black lady in there.
Yeah.
And he said, "What's Juneteenth?" He said, "Oh, it's a holiday that was made a couple years ago." And then one of the other customers goes, okie dokie, like, no big deal.
Sarcastically.
Right. So the black lady gets up and she's like, get my damn car. Give me my car. Like, get my keys, get my car. She walks out. And then when she leaves out, he says, they said, well, what is Juneteenth about? He's like, well, I think it's about reparations or something. I mean, instead of just like looking it up and trying to educate yourself, just started saying it's about reparations. So right now, people down in North Carolina boycotting that place.
Wow.
They're getting no business.
Good.
And now the owner want to come out and say, oh, she didn't mean it that way. He didn't mean it that way. You get them when you hit them in the pockets.
Right.
Hit them in the pockets.
Well,
One day.
if we did that more often,
Stood together.
Yeah, but I think the guy that was talking about it, about the banks being closed, I think he knew it was a black holiday.
Right.
He was trying to be funny.
So I guess it came off.
Yeah, as very
but
sarcastic.
the young lady that was in there that took her car out of there for service she felt it. So I think that's why. But I seen a couple people saying like, the guy really didn't mean they couldn't see why it was so offensive.
Right. And they even posted the video.
Right.
They said, we're going to post the video to show people that we weren't saying anything wrong. They didn't think that
they
it was
didn't
going come back on them. So I mean, go check the video out. It's on.
Wow.
It's
I gotta
everywhere.
check that
Yeah,
out.
that's
It's
it.
everywhere.
Yeah,
It's
that's
in
a
North
good
Yeah, I
Carolina.
need to look that
Synergy is
up.
the name of the place.
Synergy?
Yeah, I think it's Synergy Car Detailing, something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
If
We
you
ain't
type
promoting.
that in,
Yeah, we
it'll come
definitely
right up.
promoting.
Probably.
Definitely ain't promoting.
And what's going on with y'all boy 47?
Wow.
That's
man.
your boy.
Have us all running for cover.
Sheesh.
I don't think we can run for cover.
He's not even thinking. I don't even think he's thinking because he's just making some irrational decisions. Like nobody else is at fault or nobody else is going to, what's the word I'm looking for?
I just think he's gonna have Americans scared.
Yeah, I
You know
mean,
what
that's
I'm
what it
saying?
is right now.
Our freedom and livelihood to
Yeah.
be free and do whatever
Right.
we want.
Okay,
mean,
at
it's gonna
risk
be
is the word I was
compromised.
looking for, y'all. I'm sorry.
Okay.
At risk. Yeah,
Right.
like nobody else is
Yeah.
at risk but
Yeah.
him. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's not at risk.
He's not at risk
Yeah,
because
no,
he's
he's
going
not.
high.
Yeah, that's
He ain't
right.
at risk
We
at
don't
all.
have nowhere to hide.
Yeah, they got the bunkers and all of that
Right,
stuff.
so he's gonna go jump
Paradise
right
and
in.
Hulu.
Yes.
Watch it, y'all. Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, everybody pray, keep us
Yeah,
safe.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all you can do.
Especially
go seek
for the
God.
people that's in, the armed forces.
Right,
you know
yeah,
what
they
I'm
like
saying?
lame
Yeah.
ducks out there. They're in the
Yeah.
Middle East. I mean, they
Yeah.
have no cover. Iran is, they coming. They already said it. They
Yeah,
said
yeah,
there's
they-
no way they're not gonna retaliate.
Right.
So I mean, our kids over there, you know,
Right.
Yeah, they know it's nothing but terrorists, right?
big time.
yeah.
I mean, that's where they, well, we think they come from.
Right,
anyway.
well, that's what they
Yeah,
say.
Right, yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, right?
It's nuts.
But be vigilant here too. I mean, they
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
these sleeper cells waking up. People are gonna try to do stupid things. I mean, and like you were saying earlier, Sam, about staying away from crowds and in these arenas and parties and beaches,
Yeah.
because
It's the
those are the type
summertime,
of things.
too,
Yeah,
so
those are the type
people
of
gonna be
places that they
outside.
hit.
Yeah.
Right.
But isn't that sad that that's the way, that's how it came, to, what it came to, and how now we have to live in fear pretty much? Well, that's what they want us to do anyway.
I
But
fear
it's a
no
shame that we
one but
just-
God.
That's it. That's it.
Amen to that.
And if you're a believer, you don't have nothing to worry about.
Right.
You know? So
But still use wisdom.
stay prayerful and still
Yeah.
use wisdom.
Because I do got to
Absolutely.
travel over to the big city.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I'm up and down the highway at least 3 or 4
Yeah.
times a week. So, but I'm gonna
just-
continue to pray.
we have to stay prayed up, y'all.
But that was definitely a sensitive subject. But just y'all be careful out there. Just don't forget what's really going on when you're going on about your lives. Just don't forget what's really happening in this world. You can't just let it slide. It's serious.
Yes.
So on a lighter note, y'all, my week was good. I'm glad it's the last day of the week, beginning the first day of the week. Y'all know Sunday is the last and the first day of the week, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then summer just started, right?
Summer
Yeah.
just started.
Sunday is not the last day of the week.
Sunday is the
Sunday's
first day of the
first
week.
day of the week. And the last day of the week.
It is
Sunday-
not the last Saturday. Is the
Sunday,
last.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
We should stop
No,
at.
I'm interested to hear
Wait, you
this.
stopped that Saturday.
I want somebody to correct. I need to know myself. What?
Wait, let me Google that.
Yeah,
Let me
let's
see.
see.
Saturday. Sunday is
the
the
last
beginning.
day of the week.
Sunday is the beginning of the week.
And what is the first day of the week?
Sunday.
Right, so Sunday is the last day of the week, and Sunday is the first day of the week.
No,
It's
Saturday is
not.
the last.
I
It
thought
starts
when you wear
7.
your glasses, you could hear better.
Right. Sunday again. Start to
That's
hear
right.
better. But okay,
that's how-
Sunday is the first day of the week. You got that.
Well,
part.
maybe because my weekend starts on a Sunday. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
My weekend starts on a
Or
Sunday.
your weekend.
Yeah,
Weekend
so,
starts on a Sunday?
Yeah, so when your weekend
Oh,
will
so
start
Sunday,
like on
Monday.
a Sunday. Yeah,
Okay,
so
I got
Sunday,
you, I
Monday,
got you.
and then June.
Yeah,
So
okay.
maybe that's why it's making sense to me.
Okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
we go with that.
I could go with that.
I ain't going with it.
You ain't going with it.
You gonna contest it?
Yeah.
But we gotta talk about
Oh.
the 75 best R&B artists of all time. But I don't think people just had a gripe with the first 10.
Oh, let me look that up.
First 10.
The first 10. And
Well, all I know is Luther better be in there. Anita Baker better be in there too.
number 1, Stevie Wonder.
I could go with that.
Number 2,
75?
Aretha Franklin.
Top 75?
Billboard top 7.
Oh, okay.
But wait, who was number 2?
Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
3, Michael Jackson.
Wait, who was number 1?
Stevie
Wonder.
I thought you said we wear your glasses.
Right, and you can hear it.
I'm gonna start all over. Okay, I got you. Look, I'm gonna start all over. I'm gonna do it all over.
Right,
Right.
start over saying my
Yes, I'ma start over
They got
saying.
glasses on again.
Yeah, that's
They
what I'm
told
saying.
me.
No, wait.
Go.
J. Rob was asking me a question, so I had to focus on her.
Anyway, all right. So I'm gonna start the list over.
They're against us.
At number 1, Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder.
Number 2, Aretha Franklin. Number 3, Michael Jackson. Number 4, Beyonce. 5, Whitney Houston. 6, James Brown. 7, Prince. 8, Mariah
Did he
Carey.
die?
Yeah. Number 9, the king of R&B, R. Kelly. And
Okay,
number,
R. Kelly number 9.
and number 10, Marvin Gaye.
Okay,
I like Marvin Gaye.
that. I love
Oh,
Marvin.
best of all time.
Best is, yes, these are the
I
best of
love-
all
Oh,
times.
long
That's
as
the
Whitney
first
Houston
10.
up there.
I mean,
That's the first 10. It's actually
wanna dance with
75.
somebody.
I'm glad Whitney in there, but where's Anita at, man?
Anita, I'm gonna tell you, Anita Baker is
Done.
Remember that concert?
No, she's not done. She still
I
sounds
love
good.
Anita.
It
but-
sound good. But
Alright.
she gave my boy Baby wrong.
Yeah,
And then she had
she
her.
did do it
No,
wrong.
listen,
Now
no.
y'all got the story
Listen,
wrong.
no, but listen.
We was there.
We were there too. I was
Yeah,
there
but she
too.
did her fans wrong. How you gonna leave us hanging?
oh, when she's done that Prudential.
What do you mean she left us hanging?
Oh,
we
okay,
we
yeah,
was
I
out
heard
there
about
waiting
that.
on Baby
I still love her, but
Right, but that wasn't her
Babyface?
fault. That was
Yeah,
Prudential
no,
fault. Y'all,
that
y'all,
was
y'all
not
didn't get
Prudential
the,
fault.
It was so.
I think what happened after that
It's
was
going to
on
be
her.
blamed on her because it was her concert. She
But
invited Babyface.
She didn't apologize. She didn't say.
She just
She
came
did
out.
it, but she apologized when she came on the stage.
I don't remember.
She came out like 2 hours
my-
later.
Because that was supposed to be Babyface time.
But you could have came out sooner.
Oh,
like,
y'all
look.
cut it out.
And they didn't even
Cut it
reimburse
out.
us with. We had a suite.
Reimburse us?
Yeah. We had a suite. They should have kept bringing us chicken, hot dogs, soda,
They gave us another suite, though.
pretzels. They did not.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, you
we
mean
could've
this
got
on
a
the other
second
one?
suite, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Anita
Yeah.
Baker's number 31 on this list.
You ain't come. I'm sorry, Anita's what?
She's number 31 on this.
All
on
right,
the
I
list.
could go with that.
Oh, okay, that's
it's
good.
A lot, it's a
That's
lot of
good.
great artists out there. I mean, Babyface should have been in there somewhere. I mean, we got
Janet
Luther in
Jackson
there.
should have been in there.
Oh, they are. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's 75, but everybody paid attention to the first 10.
Right.
So
Okay.
that was the
Stevie
thing.
Wonder being number one, I don't have no problem with that.
And I'm happy that R. Kelly is number 9.
What's Whitney Houston?
Okay.
I missed it.
5 or 4? 4 or
Well,
5.
for all you Chris Brown fans, he's
he's
number
26.
26.
Shout out to my nephew. He loved Chris
Okay,
Brown.
Chris.
Oh my goodness. He's number what?
Chris Brown.
26.
He's
26.
Chris Brown.
Okay. Chris Brown gonna have a serious catalog when it's all said and
Yeah.
done.
Oh yeah, I mean. Luther's 22.
Damn, can't find Whitney.
I
Okay.
think Luther should have been at the top.
Luther should have been in the top 10.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
should.
been in
Luther.
top 10.
Yeah.
No way he should not have been in
Whitney
the top 10.
is number 5. She's at number 5.
Oh yes, Whitney. Hey.
What?
Wait, I'm looking like,
Said it already.
Yeah, I said that
Oh,
when
I didn't hear
when I
it.
was talking.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I ain't here, but still ain't here with the glasses.
With the
Okay.
glasses. They gonna get on that.
So I guess that's wrong. I guess
Right.
y'all wrong about that
All right.
myth.
Well, I could go with that
Oh,
top
Ruth
10.
Brown is 75.
Who?
Exactly. You don't even know who that is.
wait, I'm like, who that?
Wait, what?
That's the last R&B singer on the list, Ruth Brown.
I don't even know who that is.
Somebody that
am I,
remade
like-
it. Oh, she used to sing for Ray Charles and Aretha Franklin.
Background, yeah.
Oh, but she on the top 75.
75.
I mean, what she
75, I
do
heard.
solo for a solo?
Mama, he treats me, your daughter mean.
You don't know that. You don't know what she's
Teardrops from My Eyes.
Oh,
That's
God.
one of her.
Teardrops from my eyes.
We don't know that one either.
I don't know.
1949. That
Okay.
debuted in
Okay.
1949.
Next.
Oh, she appeared in Hairspray. and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1993.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Rude.
I still don't know what to say.
Right, and I love music.
All right,
but I
well,
don't
shout
know who
out
that
to
is.
Ruth.
Yeah, shout out to Rude.
Rude.
She made it. She made it.
Oh, baby, I made it. I made it.
Now, look, the kids would have been what they top 75, top 5 of the 75 would have been.
Well,
Little
Chris
baby.
Brown would have been number one. He'd have been number one on that.
But they don't. These kids nowadays, they don't
What's
really
that
have.
song? Hanging from my earlobe.
Do they listen to R? It's no
Hanging
R.
from my
I
earlobe.
mean, I don't know what they
I
listen to
don't-
be
yeah.
honest.
God.
Y'all crazy.
Oh well.
Sam, what's that song?
Usher is number 12.
Usher should have
okay.
been number 2.
Usher is number
Usher
12.
should not have been number two.
Number 2.
Usher.
Number two.
No.
Usher.
Number two.
Usher is the.
I love Usher, but
What's
not
my
number
favorite
two.
song? You want me to sing it?
Go ahead.
No, we
don't
don't
even
want
know
you to
what
sing
your
it.
favorite
I
song
don't want
is.
you to sing it.
No.
Yeah, I'm good.
I ain't with you on that one.
No. Okay. I'll wait.
Please don't sing.
Well,
have
these
patience.
kids today, they don't know good music. I
Nah.
mean, in my opinion.
No, they don't know.
Your rapping is better than your singing.
No, her singing is good. We went
You
to
think so?
Yes, we were in Jamaica. Jermaine had the crowd rocking.
Somebody said everything.
Wait, why y'all got her performing?
Be sunny
No, that's when she started playing around. And,
Never
never mind, Jermaine.
Yes,
Never mind.
thank you. All right, moving
Never
along.
mind.
What
Moving
we got
along.
next? What we got next?
This one is
Don't me with a good time. We need to go back.
Speaking of these kids
Yeah.
today, we always talk about how entitled they are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how they think everything's supposed to go their way. Whose fault is that?
Ours.
Hours.
Why is it our
Parents.
fault?
I feel it's where we give them what we didn't have. We don't want them to, have
What
without.
you didn't have,
Yeah.
or
So we don't want them to go out there and try to,
Y'all don't want them to struggle.
right.
That
well,
too.
that's
I
true,
think-
but
want
I
stuff
don't
to be
even think,
easier for them.
Yeah.
We
Right,
want it to be
right,
easier
right.
for them.
I don't think we struggle
I
as
struggle.
kids.
No, I struggle
as
as a kid.
kids.
What do you mean, like struggle?
I think
as-
the adults struggle.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, that's what I
But
mean.
yeah,
Well, I just say struggle is, you don't want your kids.
yes,
You want them to win at everything they do. Like
Yes.
they play sports, you want them to be a
Right,
winner.
yes.
Whatever they choose to do, you want them to win at it, and that it hinders them a little bit because when they get out in the real world, you know what I'm saying. That's why they soft now. Some go wrong, and
Yeah.
it takes them a lot to get out of that. But
that's
Yeah.
true.
And they will quit a
That too.
job in a minute. They will quit a job.
What?
Anybody in those millennials and Generation Z,
Oh yeah.
Gen Z, they will quit a job. They will not stay on the job. If there's something they don't like,
Yeah.
they are out.
listen,
That's because I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's because they don't know how the struggle was, or what it takes to get them to where they are.
Right.
They don't see our struggle. We make it look so easy to them. So they don't. I'm not gonna say they don't care, but they don't have a reason to
Right.
to care about it. But
Yeah, just very
it's,
true.
yeah, I mean
Because
it's,
we
it's
got
not
their
good,
back.
though.
That's why they got
But
something back.
we
to
weren't
fall
like
off.
that. We weren't
No.
like that because we knew we had to fend for ourselves. Like we
Right.
knew our parents. If our parents ain't have it, we just had to go do it.
Yeah.
They always think that their parents have it.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna make it happen regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, looking at you two, especially, I watch how you are with your kids, and you always make it happen for them. So they fall into that group too.
Absolutely.
So,
Because we make it look so easy.
Right.
So they really don't know the struggle behind the easiness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they don't
Or
see
their
your
definition of
sacrifices.
easy. Right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying? They don't see you maneuvering money around and or
Yeah.
you putting, you putting
Right.
things on the back burner.
Yeah.
You know,
Or
what I'm saying?
saving this just so I can go
Right,
here,
right.
or
Right.
if so I can purchase this.
Yeah.
So it's not easy. And then there, without having another job, you'll quit a job. And okay, now when mommy is fending for you. Like you
Yeah.
have a whole
car
car
note.
note,
Yeah.
insurance.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
I can't pick that up.
And sometimes you just want to throw them out there, but then you're scared to.
Yeah, you don't want.
Like,
Yeah.
You don't want nothing to happen. I mean, even though things do happen, but you don't want nothing to happen where you have to say, "Dad, I should have did this," or
Right.
"Dad, I should have
Well,
did that." You
yeah.
know.
I think it's okay for them to have a monitored struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay for them to lose out on some things because they made a bad decision. But that's the whole process of teaching them how to still get along.
Right, but
and
who
get
that
over.
falls on? That falls
That falls
on
on
us.
Yeah, but y'all don't do what y'all need to do because
Don't
y'all
say that,
scared.
Sam.
I didn't say you.
No.
You don't care about the kids.
Y'all.
No, yeah.
Because the thing is, now if they had a job and they was on their own and they was doing, and then they come to us for advice and we say, "Oh, no, don't do this," and no, then they do it anyway, then they can fall on their own cushion. But when they don't have their own cushion to fall on, and it's our cushion that's going to have to be the cushion when they don't cushion, then
Yeah, but you
I
know,
tend to disagree.
That's a cushion.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Like if they don't, if we still helping them do everything and making sure they're good, and we tell them not to do something, if they fail and or do it, and something happens, then it's still on us.
Okay, so perfect example. So nowadays, like I remember when I needed a job, we would go out, fill out applications,
Right.
stuff like that. Now it's my friend, she going to sign you up, or
Yeah,
it's
it's all who you
always
know.
somebody
Yeah,
you
who
know.
you
Like
know, yeah.
the
Right.
kid doesn't have, unless it's a specific place that they want to work.
Okay.
Then they'll go out and work. But nowadays, some people be like, well, my friend owns, like Burger King over here, the lady at
Right.
Burger King, you know what I'm saying? So if you wanted your son to work at Burger King, all you gotta do is talk to who
Right.
you know,
Right.
and it'll be done. Instead of them,
So you saying they don't
Doing
have
the
the drive, or
legwork.
they don't have the ego,
They
they
don't
That's
have
why
to
they
do
know.
legwork.
Yeah.
Because guess what? I did applications.
Yeah, me too. That's what I'm
So
saying.
that's
like,
the thing.
we
They
would
don't know.
walk
They
the
don't know
mall
how to
and
do it.
fill out,
Right.
application
We
at every
handicap them.
store.
I can really say
Right.
we handicap
Yeah,
them.
But let me ask you a question. As a mother, to me, don't you think that's, or no, I'm sorry, not just as a mother, all of us. Don't you think that is a little easier? Like if we can make their life, because there's already so much stuff going around them. They can't afford an apartment by themselves.
Right.
If they're living with us, if they're not a bad kid, knock somebody over the head, then why not say, okay, look, embrace this moment, because when you do go out there on your own, it's gonna be hard.
Well, that's the thing.
So-
Right.
But that's the thing right there. Will they be able to make it out there on their own with so much help? And I'm not saying don't help your child. I would never say that. But will they be able to survive? Like when they run into challenges, will they be able to survive? Because most of the time, they're going to call back to you. And it's like it's falling back on you because they're so used to you being the crutch. And I just think that's what our kids are going through, and it's not getting any better. I mean,
Right.
I remember I teach little kids, and it's like I'm seeing the simplest things these kids can't do. Like not
Sure.
my kids specifically, but like you got kids in the fifth grade that can't tie their shoes yet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's terrible.
How like this is how much of a crutch we are to children
Yeah.
that they don't even know how in the 5th grade and you
Because
still
the parents
don't
is
know how to
dressing
tie
them,
your
still
shoes.
dressing them. That's why.
Right, and it's like, I mean, just watching kids grow, you just you see the differences in all these generations.
You
Right,
do.
right,
You know,
yeah.
you really
You
see
do.
the differences
Yeah.
in them.
You do. I personally, I think, I don't. If I see my kids are doing okay, and I see that they're trying, and they're trying to make it happen just as much as I want them to try to make it happen, I'm going to continue to help them.
Right.
Because sometimes age don't even matter. They can be out there, they can be 30 years old and still need your help for something,
Right.
or still reach out to you for something.
Right.
And if my, like I said, my kid, if they're not a bad kid and I see them trying and then I'll help them. But if they're just sitting on their behinds, quitting jobs,
Right.
acting like, oh, mom gonna pick it up or dad gonna pick it up, then no. You go out there, let me show you how the struggle was for me. And it may not be that type of struggle, but it'll be that type of struggle to them because they ain't used to it,
So explain that, because if they not doing that, they living in your house.
Doing which one?
Like if they're not doing the right thing and they living with you, they not working and they not doing that. So they still under your roof. So how do you motivate them? Like what's gonna let them know that it's hard, because they still getting fed. They still, they have
Stop.
a roof over it.
Don't give them no
Stop
money.
doing it.
Don't
And
give
if
them no
it-
money.
If it ain't a necessity, if it ain't something that you need to get a job, like your car and the phone, then all the unnecessary stuff stop.
Okay.
All the giving you extra money so you can hang out with your friends, grown friends, by the way, because now you ain't 10, 11, 12 no more. So while you over 20, 21, 20, and you coming home with your grown behind friends, no.
Gotcha. Okay.
You're going to have to do something. Either I'm going to help you do it. If you don't know how to do it, I'm going to help you. But once I show you and I help you, then that's it. You on your own. Now, if you need my help, I'm always here. But that gets aggravating. Because I'm working for you. I don't work for you.
Yeah.
I work for me at this point.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, just stop doing anything that's not necessary.
Yeah.
No
Right?
video games.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, you ain't gonna receive
video
it.
games don't count.
Yeah, you could take that.
What do
They
take
sit
away
up on the
today?
video games all day,
Video
all
games
night.
count?
What? Count like what? Like
You
what?
said
It's
video
punishment.
games.
Like it's take. You said
Well,
take
if they
something.
grown, like,
If they grown, they ain't
Nah.
gonna video games.
But they ain't gonna sit in the house and play video games.
I'm like, video games.
So they ain't working. You gonna allow them to sit in the house and play video
Well,
games?
they not working. So what you gonna do? So,
Well,
wait, time out. Wait. Time.
But shout out to
wait.
all my baby mamas, by the way.
this is the problem right here.
No, I'm just saying. Like if you in the house, I'm at work. So if you're in the house playing the game, I wouldn't know you playing the damn game.
Yeah, I can't monitor you
What
like
am
while I'm
I
at
do?
work.
I'm gonna take the game out the room. You're
Yeah, I'm
grown
not.
ass.
I'm talking about grown people now.
Oh,
Grown
no.
folks,
Well, you
definitely-
talking about
Well,
going to too,
I'm
but you
talking
talking
about
about in their
kids.
house,
So
right?
I'm just saying, like, if they not doing what they supposed to and they just home.
No, you need to get your ass up and do what you gotta do because
Yeah.
I can't afford it no
Yeah.
more.
So
Okay.
should
that's
you make
electricity.
them get up and go when you go?
Wow.
See, there you go. That's they
But
not.
that's what I'm
Well,
saying.
okay, well, where
Times
they
are
going
different.
though?
Right.
Well, where they going?
Oh,
Times are
listen,
different.
I
Times
don't know. I'm
Where
just
they
asking
going?
the
something might click,
I don't know
You
where
have
they
no
going.
idea?
No idea.
but something might click and say, man, well, maybe let me go see if they hiring over here. Like,
Yeah.
because I'm not gonna
Well,
be getting
I
kicked
don't
out the
know.
house. Like,
Well, I'm not gonna kick them out because there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
In this
Right.
society that we live in, it is crazy. It's different than when we were
Yeah.
growing up.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I wouldn't say kick them out. I would say, you know, you got to talk to these kids. The more you talk, I don't know. They say talk. But my two oldest, I was harder on them two than the younger.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like more like, no, you get your ass up, do this, do that. This one, maybe I.
Yeah, well.
yeah.
So that's why he's
Like
more
playing video
entitled.
games all
Yeah.
night, sleeping all day.
Yeah, but he's fine.
Shout
Shout out to him. He just graduated.
out to my baby boy. He did just graduate.
Oh,
So you give him a little cushion.
But he need a job.
That's gonna be my word of
He
it.
need a
He
job.
need a job.
But he did say he need a
Summer
job.
job.
Yeah, okay.
Summer
He
job.
also
Just for the
did.
summer.
Yeah, so when they acknowledge it, then it's
Yeah.
different.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know, so opposed to them acknowledging it and then us acknowledging it.
Right.
Because we can't live our lives through them, and we can't expect them to do everything we want them to do when we want them to do it. So, you know.
I think we just, when we want them to do things, I think we just want to make them have a better life.
Right.
So
Right.
it's like, it's on their time half of the time because they were like, oh, I'm going to do it. But it's like, okay, when I want to do it. But I'm like, you know how we tell them, oh, you should do this now?
Mm-hmm.
Get ahead of the game. Not, wait till your time. Because sometimes your time be not timing.
Mm-mm.
And you
Time
lo-
ain't timing.
The time ain't timing. And you lose out.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I don't know. I think the babies in this game, they always say, what's it, the oldest, the middle, and the baby.
mhm.
So they always say the second child cause the most ruckus. Is
The
that?
middle child.
The middle child.
I think it's
Is
Well,
the
not
middle
mine.
child. The middle child is the
Really?
about it one.
Mm.
The babies get away with everything.
Yeah.
The middle child is about it, and the oldest one is the more mature. Like they're like the other mother and father.
Oh.
And I can see
Okay.
that. Too.
Okay, I can see that
I
now.
can see that. Like,
Well,
do
my
we make
middle child
mistakes? Yeah, we make
It's
mistakes.
calm, collected.
Yeah, everybody makes mistakes.
We human. We
Yeah.
all make mistakes.
But I was that mother at one.
What?
The entitlement child mother.
Mm.
But I got out of it real quick.
Mm-hmm. I don't think there's anybody that in our generation that wasn't like that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean,
'Cause
I don't know anybody that wasn't like that. All of my friends and family members, I'm sorry, Keisha.
Right.
All of my friends and family members that have children in their 20s, early 30s now, or teenagers, they all the same way. They always make sure their kids have, and they're going above and beyond to make sure that.
Absolutely. Because we didn't have.
Right.
Like, I had to, you know how you gotta wait.
Yeah,
You gotta wait for a month or two to get some sneakers. No! What, you want these sneakers?
Yeah.
These just dropped.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go stand in line.
Right. Oh, I ain't standing in line. No, I ain't standing in line.
So can we put that as, for our children, can we put that as entitlement or just helping them out until they get on their feet?
No, it's entitlement because the kids feel like you're supposed to do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
For the ones
They
that
feel
feel
like
that.
if you don't do it, it's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, how dare you? You know,
Yeah.
some kids have that attitude, like, how dare
Right,
you
okay,
not do
yeah.
this for me?
Yeah.
Tell 'em
So
no.
that's the entitlement right there.
You tell you tell these kids
Yeah,
no nowadays.
Yeah, you can't tell them no.
Like-
That's not a word in their vocabulary.
Like, well, I see it with the, now how they do the dances and the proms now. Like,
Yeah.
those one nights cost thousands of dollars. I mean, from the car to the sneakers. The sneakers with the suit now. That's
Right, that's the thing.
But the parents don't even wear the sneakers. $900 sneakers.
Yeah.
And the kids.
And we buying
They get it for the
Yeah.
prime. They
Yeah.
gonna get it for the prime.
No.
So
That's true.
That's like
Well.
crazy nowadays.
They're
Cause
going to real on fashion file.
like when
They
I
already
when
used.
we went to the prom, it was just get this tux, this $65 tux, them shiny shoes, and have a good time.
Remember our prom that?
I sure
We
did.
did it at the last minute.
Sure
Oh my
did.
God.
Was it
The
a prom
last
set?
minute.
Yeah,
I did
I
step
took my
hand.
big brother. I took my brother to the prom.
Oh, that's what's up. All right.
I know that's right.
Who you go to the prom?
I don't want to say that. That's still a sensitive subject till this day.
Oh,
30-some years later,
Yeah,
it's still
we won't
sensitive.
talk about it.
All right.
Wow.
I can show y'all some pictures and tell you later.
Yeah.
Ooh, I want to see.
We're gonna post some prom pictures up.
Hey, I want to see.
We was cute though.
It was very nice.
But speaking of these entitled children, once they do change, once they do try to do the right thing and, try to make their situation better, do you think that change will be good for that? Like, is change always good?
I think change is good. I'm one that would say change is always good.
Always?
I think change is always
Always.
good. Always.
100%.
100%.
100%.
I'm not going to go with always,
Because
but sometimes.
sometimes you gotta change at all times, whatever the situation may be.
You mean adapt
yeah,
to the
but-
change, or somebody you just have
You
to
got
change it all the
you gotta
time?
adapt to the change. Sometimes there's a change in your job. You gotta change. There's a change.
I think that it,
like-
because it pushes you out of your comfort zone, that's what makes it a little bit harder. But to say it always is always good.
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. It depends. Okay, let me rewind. It depends on the situation.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, just because y'all, I don't gotta agree with y'all.
No.
I didn't say you had to agree. I'm just saying always is
Yeah.
good.
I was gonna ask you for an example.
But majority of the time is change. You're gonna change regardless through life.
Yes, but you're changing at your pace. Like I'm talking about when somebody just make you change. Like I'll give an example of good change though. All right, I was a kindergarten teacher for like 18 years. 18 years. And my principal, we got a new principal. He comes in. He says, "You got to move." I didn't want to move. I did not want to change. I'm just giving you an example of good change though, but it's not all the time for me. I didn't want to move to second grade. I did not want to do it. I tried to talk him back into keeping me there. But now that I'm in second grade, I don't want no other grade. I don't want another grade now.
That turned
No
out
way.
to
I
be-
don't even want kindergarten no more.
Wow.
No way.
Sticking in second grade.
That's good change. But I'm just saying, there's times when people force you to change, and it might not be a good thing.
And I think that's what I'm saying. Because sometimes when you go through stuff and you force people to change and they change because you want them to change, it's not going to stay. It's not going to last. Months down the line, they're going to be back to the same person they was.
See, that's a different change.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
so
different.
Changing, if you, to me, if you want to change yourself or a situation, then be the change.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to change myself because somebody wants me to change.
Oh, no.
Because it's not sincere and it's not genuine. You know what I'm saying? But if you change because this is the person or people or job or that you want to be, stay, commit to, then yeah, change. But if not, don't change just because somebody wants you to change, because you're not going to stay that way.
I would say change to better yourself. That's a good thing, to change to better yourself, right? To grow. And maybe you don't see the flaws that you have that somebody else may see, and they tell you, so you're like, oh, let me look in the mirror. Okay, this change may be good for me.
Yeah, but sometimes people don't accept constructive criticism. They get.
Why you side-eyeing Jay?
Yeah.
No, she looked at me like she tried to tell me something one time.
Okay, y'all know something I don't know.
Wait, what's going on? What's going on over
I'm gonna
here?
stay out of it. I'm good.
No, serious. Nah.
No, I wasn't against Jay, no. But I'm just saying sometimes, you can see the fault in somebody and be like, listen, if you do it like this,
Yeah.
it may be better.
Right.
But,
Right.
A lot of times people they're not accepting of
Right. They don't want to
constructive
accept it.
criticism.
Nope.
I love it because it helps me to grow.
Yeah, till they change you into something you don't like.
No,
Or
ain't nobody changing me.
It depends on
I
who,
ain't talking
who
about
it's
your
coming
personality. I'm talking about in the workplace.
Oh no, actually, I go through a lot of change in the workplace, and sometimes I push back a lot on it.
So let me ask you a question. what if your counterpart that you're not fond of, or you don't like, they don't like you, and they come to you and it's something that you should change, or it's something that will benefit you if you change it, but they come to you and say it. Hey, Keisha, that write-up that you did last week, I think you should change the wordings on it. I think you should address it, more. But you don't like this person, and they they don't like you. Would you accept that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I
Okay.
would, because at the end of the day, because that's a write-up. What happened? What? Me? What y'all laughing at?
They saying you lying.
Me? No, that's not true.
People be calling me.
Yeah.
I
They saying you lying. No,
You should be the last person to tell me.
that is not true.
Let me tell you what happened.
No, I won't. No, I
sorry.
won't like the person, but still, I would. If it's a good write-up, I would change it.
And they don't like you. So,
Yeah, because
okay.
some people at the job, I don't give a damn. Really?
I'm just telling
No,
you my
because
experience. But go ahead.
What experience?
I'm just saying.
What experience?
You call me and tell me what's going wrong. How these people? Let me
Yeah.
stop. Never mind. Never mind. Take that back.
That's why you don't call your
Let me
friends.
stop.
They use it against you.
These prices way too high. You need to cut it.
Let me
No, but
be
seriously,
quiet.
if I don't like the person, I would take I'll look at it like, oh, okay, maybe I can change this. But I'll be,
You'll be accepting to change.
I'll be accepting to change. I always change at work.
Okay.
They always change a little black girl. Okay?
A little black
Shit. Shit. I ain't drinking no more.
This water, by the way.
Okay.
Them people always changing a little black girl.
Oh my God, I can't. Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all crazy. I ain't
like
messing with
change.
y'all.
To sum
But
this
I
up,
like
I like
change.
change sometimes.
Yes. I like change.
Oh man.
I like change.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand y'all. Whatever. Don't listen to them. Sugar Hill and J Rod.
Okay. What do you think, Sam? You think change is good?
Yeah,
Or
I
it
think
could
change.
be-
Yeah, I mean, nowadays a lot of things are changing faster than usual. So, you have to be ready for change. 'Cause
Yeah.
you'll be left behind.
You sure will.
Right.
So you
Thank
gotta
you,
adapt
Sam.
to it, right?
Yeah. So a lot
But
of
you-
things. I mean, sometimes it's not really changing. It's just adapting, like you just said. So,
But you know, adapting and acceptance is two different things to me.
Look it up.
Adapting
To something and accepting something is two different things.
Yes, it is two different
is.
things.
Because accepting something is pretty much final. You know, when you're adapting to something, you're still going through to see how it's going to affect you, how your mental. You know?
Yo, I'm done. I am done. I am done.
Shout out the polls. Shout out the
Right,
polls.
shout out to Pose. When y'all coming back on the air. I miss y'all.
Girl.
I love Pose.
Oh, sugar.
So, and speaking of Pose, you know what? That goes to Pose was one of those, was it a series, I would say?
Yeah, it was a series. I mean,
Pose was one of those series that always uplifted people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What was my girl?
Right.
My widow waist. What was
I
her?
don't remember none of the characters' names.
I know.
So the people who don't know, who never saw Pose, give them a little breakdown of what it was.
Okay. So Pose was about AIDS, transgenders, the AIDS virus, the AIDS era, back in I think the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the 80s.
And it was pretty much saying how that world, when it pretty much when transgender first pretty much came out, they were trying to adapt and accept, be of acceptance, and it was hard because people didn't really like it. They didn't really want to see, a man turn into a girl or a man trying to be a girl, and so they had long story short, they had their own little world.
They had the ball.
They had the ball.
Yeah.
So every week they would meet and they would have a ball, and the ball was to uplift the people that were there. It was to make them feel good about themselves, whether the world agreed to it or not. They were there to be there for each other. So it just goes. It just have a mindset of people treating people right. It don't matter, like, treat people right, be kind to people. It doesn't matter what they are or what they want to be. Just treat them right. But it made the storylines made so much sense. And it also, sometimes you find yourself in the storyline, and I just loved it about it because it was really touching on how things were in the 80s and how they were treated so bad. It was so sad, And a lot of them, their fathers kicked them out, their parents kicked them out, so they really had to fend for themselves.
They were homeless.
They were homeless. That's why sometimes you gotta know your children. Going back to the entitled children, sometimes you gotta know your children. You have to know their strength. You have to know, and we know our children. So I know what my children can handle and what they pretty much can't handle. So going back to Pose, the fathers and the mothers, they didn't care what their kid could or couldn't handle. They were just throwing them out there.
Yeah, kicking them out.
And they didn't care about how they felt or where they ended up. So it was just pretty much about a show that was pretty much bringing and uplifting one another and coming together.
Yeah.
Right.
And how the families, that when they got kicked out, they go into a house where they,
where they feel
uplifted them.
loved
They
and
feel-
accepted.
Yeah,
Right.
and they became a big family.
Right.
So it was good.
So
You
that's-
guys didn't see it.
Yeah, that's why I say
For
that I feel that in a lot of women that's around me and the people that are around me feel that we uplift each other, and I think uplifting each other, goes a long way with helping one another out as far as being resilient in your character or who you are, building you up. So
Right. And making us better.
yeah,
That's why you need people in your lives that, my 3 friends here, I came to them because I saw a vision. I saw them in my vision. So I knew that my friends can make this vision come to life, and they would have 80% part of making it great. You know what I'm saying? So when you uplift your sister or uplift your brother, it can go a long way. It's beyond the eyes, But a lot of people don't do that today. A lot of people don't do that today.
like
Why is that though? Why? Why do we think?
jealousy,
Jealousy.
and they don't want the other person to go further than them. I
Right.
see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
And just another quick short story, y'all. So our producer, she's my client as well, y'all. Jess the Best.
Yes,
we
Jess.
call her.
Shout out to Jess.
Yes.
And I've been doing her hair for a long time, and I just happened to throw something at her like, this is what this is what I want to do. This is what I see, but it's so hard to get it together. And she was just like, why? If you want to do it, do it. And then she told me that this is what she does. And I was like, what? Girl, why you ain't been telling me that? She was like, well, I didn't know. I'm like, girl, so, and from that day on, she was so informative. She was pretty much giving me the steps on how to do it and the steps it takes to do it. And she was definitely a big part of bringing the vision to life as well. So we can uplift women if we're not trying to, step on them or trying to see them struggle from the top, even though we have all the things that we need to do from 1 to 10. And gatekeeping, I guess, is what they call it today.
Yes.
And don't gatekeep. If it's something that I can help you with, I'm sharing.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sharing.
Yeah, that's the problem, though. A lot of people don't want to give the information out. Like, they want to keep it to themselves.
Right.
And because they, like you said, jealousy, and they don't want to see somebody get a little farther than they get.
And they probably ain't had nothing to do with what you was talking about, but they still don't want to see you get ahead.
It's sad.
It is.
It's sad because it's like, if I know these shades on sale over here, these shades on sale, you want them?
You don't tell me about no shades on.
Oh my
Well, that's
God.
because I buy all your shades.
Exactly.
So,
Why you gotta tell them?
I'm just saying.
Damn.
No, I'm saying that she don't really pick out her shades. She don't shop like that.
No, I don't.
She had Nike and Polo. If it ain't on Nike and Polo, then so I gotta,
It's
So
just
you
true.
bless her.
I got about
Right,
10
I bless her.
pair of Gucci shades.
Yeah, see?
I'm not bragging at that. I'm just telling you.
But yeah, it's sad. It's
I
sad.
feel that if we uplift each other more, we go further.
Mm-hmm.
I really think so.
And you get more,
Yeah.
Like I said, you gotta give to get, right?
Yeah.
And my dad used to always say, what can you get with an open hand?
Right.
Closed fist, you can't get nothing with closed fists. You know what I'm saying? So that's a prime example. I don't know if it happens in your world, Sam, with guys being, jealous or not wanting you to see you go ahead, or because men is different. I feel men are different.
Some men could get jealous because, like for instance, you do females' hair. So when you have your little parties and everything, people want to come to your parties. So you may have men come up to you. You meet your customers' husbands or boyfriend. They come up to you and say, "Oh, you did our hair. I like how you do it."
Right.
So another man seeing you get attention from other men, and it's totally innocent. Some men, could get jealous by that, but I'm not like that, so I can't talk about it too much. So I can't relate.
Like, that's not part of my life.
Yeah,
I can't even. I can't
What
even
is
think on it.
That's why Sam was quiet.
Yeah, I like it.
What in the uplift was
Sam
that?
said he gonna be quiet on that note. That's
What in
yours.
the uplift? Sam, like, I don't know nothing about
I
that,
don't know
so I
nothing
can't
about
even
that.
comment.
Like I was driving the other day. This is totally off key, but I just want to say what happened. So I'm driving the other day and I'm eating a banana in the car, going to work. I'm eating a banana.
God.
So this truck pulls on the side of me like an SUV truck. There's a lady in the truck, and I'm just eating my banana, and she looks at me like, "Ooh, that banana." I'm like,
How you know what she said?
"What in the banana?"
What in the
Yo, this gonna be looking at people and knowing what they said.
Because she was looking at me like,
How you know she said?
I looked over at the truck.
And she said, "What in the banana?" I'm sorry. She said, "Ooh, that
She
banana."
was looking at me like, "Ooh, that banana."
She said that.
You was on 78?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
I was at a light.
Oh, you was at a light. Okay.
She keeps
I was
saying
at
she
a light.
said that. She said.
I said she was looking at me.
Why you keep saying, "Ooh, that banana"? She didn't
That's how
say
she was
that.
looking at me.
That's how she. But she didn't say.
No, I was in the car. She was in the car.
Okay.
Expression.
But her expressions was,
Right.
"Ooh, that banana." And I was like, "This a banana."
This is some
She
work.
probably wasn't
Yes.
looking at the banana. She might have been saying your hair look nice.
No, she was, "Ooh, vanilla."
Oh my God. Oh
So you
my
think she was
God.
like that or like the monkey thing?
Yeah. No.
That don't mean anything. That don't mean anything.
I'm just saying that's when I was like, what in the banana? Okay, we can go back to what we talking about.
That's
Oh,
funny
wait, can I do a sidebar real quick?
Yeah,
real
yeah.
quick? All right, so I just want to like drive in 101. You know, 101 is like an introductory course.
Okay.
You know, when you're driving down a one-way street, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get to the end. You either got to go left or right.
Right.
If you have to go,
I mean, yes.
Yes, you know what that. Right.
Yeah, she said
Right. All right, you get to the end. You got to go left or right. Where do you drive your car to? Do you stay in the middle? Do you go to the left or do you go to the right?
It depends on how wide the block is.
Regardless of how wide the block is.
If I go to the right, I'm moving to the right.
If you're turning right, you go to
Yeah.
you move over to the right. And if
Yeah.
you're turning left, you move over to the left, right?
Correct.
Yeah, this is basic driving 101, right?
Mhm.
It's not in the books, but some people they're gonna go make a left turn, but they go over to the right side.
Done.
And
You mean for them to give you room to come, like?
No.
No.
So like if you driving,
Say
you driving and it's a one way.
Mm-hmm.
If you turn
Oh, it's a
left,
one way.
will you
One
move
way.
over to the left or would you move over to the right?
if you were turning, okay, you're turning
It's
left.
the one way you can't.
What?
Never mind.
We talk about that later.
Never mind.
Wait.
Oh wait,
Never mind.
wait. Just for clarity.
It's a lot of people who can't drive now.
Jermaine.
Oh, you saying a one-way street?
Yes,
You're driving, you
a
get to the end, you
Right.
got to make a right or a left.
Oh, okay.
If you're making a left turn, do you go over to the right or do you bear to move your car over to the left? Like you're about to make a left turn.
You're not asking her because she ain't.
Yeah, she.
I would. I would bet to the right.
my point is,
You'll be in the middle
move
of the
over to
street.
the left. You got people who go over
Right.
to the right, and then they turn into the left.
Oh,
Like, that
yeah.
makes no sense.
Right, cutting. They cut it.
Right,
They
yeah,
cut
that
it.
makes no
Right.
sense.
Yeah, but they giving away license out here now. So.
Jermaine, I'll show you later. She have no clue what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, sugar. Okay.
No, 'cause that's just like somebody pulling their driveway and you behind them, and they put on their signal like it's a one way, but they put on their signal like to go right into their driveway, but they go all the way to the left.
Yes,
to make a
yes, it's-
right
it's
in their
pretty much
driveway.
the same thing,
Yeah,
right,
I understand what
yes,
you're saying.
What?
I couldn't think.
It's not in the driver's manual to not do that.
Right.
but
I
don't
was
do
thinking
that.
what you were saying right now. I'm like, huh?
I got what you were saying. I got what you were
So
saying.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, because you know they have those
Yeah.
rules where you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. You got it.
I would just go to my right and then make my
Yeah,
left.
I'm like, move.
Yeah, just move.
over.
Because
Move
you know
over.
other people, and normally those have the signs that say, oncoming traffic to your left. So, no, that's my
Yeah,
fault.
What?
Forget it.
Yeah, no.
Why do you do
But
that?
you- but she got it.
But I get
She
it.
got it.
She got it.
I got it.
No, we got it.
Sam, you right?
I'm great.
Okay.
You sure?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
That wasn't conversations wasn't what you could relate to.
Oh
or-
yeah, I don't do things like that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get
So he
people
just
to
stay out of
understand
it.
how
But
to
those
drive.
people do make you mad on the road.
Yeah, how to drive. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. 101, but I ain't take my driver's test.
me either.
Oh man.
I y'all want to take your driver's
I
test?
ain't
I
take
don't
my
never
driver's
heard
I
that.
ain't either. My cousin
I did
took
the
mine
written
from me.
one, but my friend did the driver's
My cousin
part. Shout out to
shout out
Faye.
to Wanda.
What in the world?
Listen, you can't do
Yes.
that now.
No, I know
Back
you
in
can't
the
do that.
day,
Oh.
somebody could go take your driving test.
That was
for
30
you.
years ago, though. What they gonna do? Lock me
What?
up?
You gonna take my license away?
So you was scared that you was gonna fail.
Absolutely. I knew I didn't know how to
But
drive
I
that
failed the first one down in Newark
That's
because
why
I
you
didn't have
need
it
to
on
take it
parking.
for
That's
you.
why we had somebody
But
take
the
it from
next
me.
time I went, I passed that shit.
Nah, my friend passed
I
on the
failed.
first go. Faye was like, she told me the guy was like, put both hands on the wheel because she was an experienced driver. She had a car and everything.
Oh, yeah.
She went right down there and took the test for
Wow.
the free
Yeah.
That's
license.
hilarious.
Got my license.
Free license ain't nothing
I
like
guess
you
it's
used
the
to.
same
can't
thing.
do that
It's
now.
how
You
fake
can't do
IDs
that
get
now.
into the club.
They're scanning
Right.
your face and everything
Yeah.
now. You can't do none of that stuff now.
But
Poor
I love it.
kids. I would have took my kids' driving test for them.
What?
I mean, they
See,
took
we
their
just
own,
talked-
but I'm just saying.
No, you wouldn't.
Uh-huh.
No, they need to learn. That's
See, this is that
entitlement.
entitlement. There we
No.
go.
No.
If I knew they was gonna fail their driver's test, I would have took their driver's
I
test.
was on their ass. You better pass that test.
I mean,
You better pass it.
But that's weird because back then we were so eager to drive, and now these kids are Uber kids now.
Yeah.
They don't even want a license. They
Oh, my
don't-
son wanted a
Lazy.
license. He got his license. He wanted it. Oh, I think I pushed him to.
Yes, just tell the truth.
That's good.
Well, actually, that's a class. You gotta pass that class.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a
they
class.
do. They
Yeah.
take it in high
Yeah.
school. It was a class
You
for us
have
too.
to. Yeah.
It was health. It was a part of health.
Yeah, but you have to
Driver's
pass
ed,
that.
I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Driver's ed.
Yeah, it was health.
Yeah.
So you don't take gym 1 cycle,
Yeah.
you take health. I mean, you take the driver's ed.
Jermaine, that's entitlement.
Is it?
Yes.
There you go, everybody. Example. Pure example.
Perfect example.
This is the
Take
entitlement.
the test for.
Sorry. So
Not
we
sorry.
done.
So y'all, it's been great talking to my friends.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That time went by so fast. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I got more to say, but
I do too, right?
We're going to get it on the next show.
Yes. Tune
Next
in for the
show.
next
Write
show.
it down. Write
That's
it
the
down so you
equalizer.
don't forget.
yes.
That's the equalizer over there.
Yeah.
He's the analyzer
Gotta
over
be.
here.
I got to keep us on point.
And we were in
Equalizer, analyzer. Equalizer, analyzer. But yo, we will be back for our 3rd episode soon.
Woo!
So y'all
Clap it
tune
up, clap it
in,
up, clap it
subscribe,
up.
like, follow.
Make sure you
and,
like,
and look, send us some stuff. If you have an idea or if you want a topic that you feel that you want us to discuss, look, send it in. We have a Gmail, 3girlsandafriend@gmail.com. You can send it to us on Instagram at 3girlsandafriend. YouTube at 3girlsandafriend.
Subscribe. Please
Subscribe,
hit that subscribe
like,
button.
hit that
It's
like
free.
button.
It's free.
It's
Some
free.
people
You don't
take
have
the
to
word
pay.
subscribe.
Yeah.
They gotta,
You don't gotta pay
something.
for
No
it. Let's
subscription.
go.
It's free.
It's free. All right, y'all.
It's a good conversation.
We out.
Good one. We out.
We'll